Alright, today I want to make the case for shredding, why you should definitely shred, and I'm gonna refute everybody online, which is surprisingly a big amount of people. People have two arguments against shredding. The first argument that we have is shredding is not music. You're just doing homework, and you show everybody, oh, I did homework. It's just nonsense. It's not music. It's music gymnastics. Second thing they say is, hey, my favorite musician is, let's say, Jeff Beck. It's Bill Frisell, and they don't shred, and they can shred if they wanted to, but they don't shred on the best music, and that just shows you that you don't need to shred. Those two things might be right, but to say that you shouldn't shred because of those two arguments is faulty logic. Yes, can people shred and sound bad? 100% they can. Can people not shred and sound bad? 1,000,000% they can. Actually, most people that suck do it without shredding. If you can suck and shred, but you can also suck and not shred, and knowing something might not help your playing, but not knowing it definitely won't help your playing. And shredding is no different. It's just a tool, okay? Second thing, my favorite saxophone players, I like old school saxophone players. I like Charlie Parker, I like Sonny Stitt, I like Cannonball, and they barely played altissimo. Now, does that mean that you can't use altissimo in a way that's good and musical? No, it's not. It's not true. It is true that you can overuse it, which to me, 99.99% of saxophone players since the 80s have been overusing it. You can have a saxophone solo without a section of the saxophone that sound like somebody is squeezing their balls, and over JJ if they're a woman. But they have to play really high up there, and it's like, dude, every solo, you can play a little bit there, but you don't need to play your entire solo. Not every solo needs a tapping section or an altissimo section. You know what I mean? Yes. So it's the same with shredding. It's like, yeah, you can overuse it, you can do it too much, but you can also find musical ways to do it. But it's just a tool. But I will explain why, unlike other tools, shredding is actually one of the most important tools to use. Let's look at a measure of 4/4. Let's look at quarter notes. So we have 4 quarter notes in a 4/4 measure. You can either play the quarter note or not play the quarter note, right? 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So it's 16. If you do eighth notes, it's 2 in the power of 8. So it's 256. And if you do 16th note, is 2 in the power of 16, which is 4,096. And if you do 32nd notes, 65,536. So I'm saying the smaller the subdivision is, the more rhythmic possibilities you're gonna have. And also the more accurate you're gonna be, because when you hear somebody being accurate and not accurate, it's a millisecond. So if you're aware of subdivisions, it actually helps you also be more accurate, generally speaking, when you play quarter notes. And you can hear it on people like the grooviest drummers, or people like Dennis Chambers, Vinny Colaiuta, Steve Gadd, and they can all shred, and you can hear them shred when they play fusion, but you can also hear how deep they are in the pocket and how great they are at playing simple grooves when they play with people like Paul Simon or Sting or Parliament Funkadelic, right? And so, it's like it really helps you in every facet of music, even if you don't end up using it that much in every situation. There's something else that people have to understand about shredding, right? It's easy to play a slow solo if you have a 16 measure solo. Like if you're Jeff Beck and you're playing a Ben Jovi solo, right? It's very easy to play without any shredding for 16 measures, or if you're David Gilmour and you're playing Pink Floyd. But if you have to play an entire album, like we do, of instrumental music, it's very difficult to make it interesting and also play slow. And it's even more difficult to play an entire career without any shredding, right? It's very difficult to make it, like you can do it, but it usually would not be interesting, and you will repeat yourself, and you'll try to do variants in different ways, but for my money, it doesn't work as well. It doesn't work as well, and it's boring. And it's boring because it's not because, I need somebody to play fast, it's just because of rhythmic variety. So in conclusion, shredding is a very important tool to have in your tool bag, especially if you play instrumental music. But even if you don't, it will help you in any type of music that you play, I feel like. So if you don't shred and if you're the less is more kind of person, stop it right now and go learn how to shred this second. But before that, like, subscribe, write in the comments how much I changed your life for the better. Go on our Patreon, use the top tier of the Patreon so I can have money to live my life and make more great content like that, because, you know, I don't want to do other things. I want to do this. And you want me to do this because you enjoy it so much. So go do that. Come to my house. follow me down the street. Follow Nick down the street. Scream obscenities at us when you see us. I don't know. Do all that stuff. You got it. Well, I'll see you soon.